One of the world's largest mining firms has written a bill in the Florida legislature that would help the company dodge lawsuits related to radiation on its former mines and make it much easier for the company to develop some of its vast land holdings across the southern interior of Florida. So this is based on a number of public records that Seeking Rents has obtained over the last few months from the Florida legislature. And it involves a company by the name of the Mosaic Company. This is a Fortune 500 corporation that mines for phosphate ore in central Florida and then processes it for fertilizer at chemical factories near Tampa. And those records show that lobbyists for the Mosaic Company gave state lawmakers the original draft of this legislation, which has been filed for the 2026 legislative session as House Bill 167, and which would effectively immunize Mosaic against certain kinds of legal claims under a tough environmental law. Mosaic's goal here is to essentially snuff out this lingering legal risk on more than 200 square miles of former phosphate mines it owns across 5 counties in Florida. And this is so the company can then redevelop that land, or more likely sell it off to other real estate developers who can build on it without any fear of future claims from homeowners who might later be exposed to elevated levels of radiation while living on this land. These records that we obtained also show that Mosaic has been working on this issue very closely with one of the most powerful people in Tallahassee, Ben Albritton, the president of the Florida Senate, and a Republican whose district includes most of Mosaic's land. Mosaic is one of the very largest campaign contributors in all of state politics. So campaign finance records show that Mosaic has given more than $500,000 to state candidates and political committees just during the first 9 months of this year. And that includes a $100,000 donation to a fundraising committee controlled by Republican leaders in the Florida Senate. This liability legislation is a top priority for Mosaic. In emails, company lobbyists have told legislators it is, quote, very important to Mosaic, and it appears to be on the fast track in Tallahassee. But it has now been resurrected for 2026, and it has already been teed up for a full vote in the state house as soon as the first week of the next session, which begins just a few weeks from now in mid-January. So today we're going to go through this stuff in detail, both what this bill would do, the laws it implicates, and how it would cut holes in this tough environmental law I mentioned, and just how much Mosaic and how exactly Mosaic has been throwing its lobbying muscle behind it.